views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success. Many people who shift out of limiting beliefs roar with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The truth is funny. Shift happens. Feel instant relief. Stay tuned for more fun and release struggle and suffering. And now, here's your host, Colette Stefan.
This is Colette Marie Stefan. Welcome to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay tuned for the next hour to experience the instant relief of using your intuition to solve life's most challenging problems. Shift happens every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time, live on the airwaves and in the archives at thetruthисfunny.com, transformationtalkradio.com, and transformationradio.fm. The energetic shifts are still accessible through what I call HSN, the Higher Self Network, if you're listening later. So what I mean by that is people listening in right now will be able to receive these energetic shifts, and then when you listen later, you'll either have them reinforced or hear them for the first time and feel them just as if you were on the call when it was live, or almost as close. It's a little bit less of a strength that way, but I'm just letting people know that because we're all really busy right now. We're moving from the new year or the old year into the new. And my guest today I have on is Will Hatch, and Will is one of my favorite traveling companions. We've been working together for 2 years now. And Will, are you on the line there?
Good morning.
Good morning. What a perfect day to let go of 2016, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so, because it was exactly 365 days ago that I was jumping on an airplane to head down to Peru to embrace 2016.
Wow, yeah. It seems so strange. That was exactly a year ago today that we left for Peru. And had our first ceremony in the jungle with the shamans on New Year's Eve. So this is kind of a different year this year. And I know we were talking about how on this, before this show, we want to make sure, for one thing, today is the 28th of January, and it is a new moon. We're moving into a new moon in Capricorn. And Capricorn is kind of like the mountain goat, but I was just reading about this, and originally it was a mountain goat with a fishtail on the end, and that kind of reminds me a lot of like a lot of people right now, it seems like that I'm having sessions with that are phoning into the radio show. They're really going, really in major spikes of energy, back and forth. And a lot of it, I would say, is kind of like a fish out of water energy. We're moving out of the age of Pisces, which is a watery, emotional sign. And we've, in 2012, we moved into this, we're moving into this sign of Aquarius, which is about air and thinking. And, we see that all around us now on the planet. So, for 2016, I don't know, what do you want to talk about? How to let go of this? Anything that's bothering us so we can get ready for 2017.
What a year it's been. Everybody I know has been dabbling in all this sort of contrast and challenging situations this year, it seems. And I don't know, I sit back and I think to myself, well, this is all good, because this means that next year there's going to be all these really strong reasons that everybody has to go and do something a little differently.
Yeah, and I just wanted to tell people that if you have some issues around this, or you have some other problem and you want to call in, you're more than welcome to. Feel free to call in at 1-800-930-2819. I know everybody's busy right now running around. I don't even really put a whole lot of energy and effort into making this week so special, because I feel like it's every day should be special or could be. And so why save it all for one, week, right? And I find that a lot of people right now I was on Dr. Pat's show yesterday with Leroy Malouf. And a lot of people like the after effects of Christmas, trying to make this perfect day, we want to let go of that. You and I talk a lot about this. When we were in the jungle, one thing we learned is that there was perfection and imperfection. And so you want to talk about that a little bit, how can we see it more clearly, what we want to let go of and what we want to keep?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. The things that feel good are the ones that we want to keep. And the things that don't feel good are the ones that we just want to let walk away all on their own. That's my 2 cents on that topic. Mm-hmm. It really is that simple. It's just that there's typically a story that holds all these reasons for why it's really convenient or maybe appears necessary to tell these stories that we've been not really appreciating and that we don't really want to keep telling. And so that's why I say it's as simple as what feels good. Because in my experience, those stories don't feel good. They're a desperate attempt at a logical understanding to justify what I've been perceiving. But at the end of the day, my perception is usually what changes. And then I see the perfection in all of what's been happening. And I can understand that, I've been under pressure in this dimension, in this way, because I'm being formed into something new.
That's well put. And, I talk about this, that, if you're standing at the buffet of life and you have your old plate in your hand and you're holding the scraps and you won't put that plate down, even if you put new food on that plate, you're going to kind of ruin it, because it's mixed up with the old stuff that maybe you could have thrown out. And if you don't put the plate down at all, you won't even be able to pick up anything new. And so what I've discovered over the years is that I'm working with people is that, we talk about this, that we are actually conscious beings in a human body. And so a lot of people are focusing on their third dimensional needs, which we need to, our career, our finances, our relationships with our family and business, it's partners, et cetera, like that. Having said that, we also have other needs that need to be met. And I call these the aspects of life. And those are more like get out in nature, socialize, learn how to do, experiment, allow yourself to give yourself total permission to explore who you really are. That's what we're here for, is to experience life. And so if we can let go of the judgment, and I really wanted to point this out after, and I'm just remembering now before we continue with the radio show, is I want to point out that when people are calling into this show, they're very brave souls to air their stuff that's really bothering them. And we honor you for calling in. And yesterday we had a few people that were very upset call into Dr. Pat's show. And one of the people apologized for what she said. And I'm like, there's no need to apologize. I want to make that very clear that there's no judgment here. When we say that things are energetically weak, we just mean that it's out of alignment with your energy. And so there's nothing that we're going to judge anyone for, or that we feel that there needs to be any judgment. And that seems to be the number one reason why people can't or don't want to let go of their story, is because, of that karmic space of the need to be right. Yep. You know that one? Yep. Yeah. Like where you'd rather hang on to it and say, well, I know I was right. So, but you have to ask yourself sometimes, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And that's what we want to just let all the callers know that when you call in here, we honor you and we respect your bravery for calling in and wanting to make the shift. And we will do our best to shift as much as we can in the short time we have here. And then if you want to, follow up on some of it, where both of us would be here for you. And that's true of all of my practitioners that come on the show. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio with Colette Marie Stefan. I have my favorite traveling companion. And I do have to say, Will, that in a way it is kind of nice not to have, not to be thinking about going to the jungle today. Like last year on this time, it was challenging. And
what makes you think you even left?
Yeah. So it was challenging. And this is what we're going to talk about when we come back. We have a caller that we're going to take. And then we want to talk about why are we having these challenges and what can we do about them? We'll be right back after this quick break, and let's make some shift happen.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics. Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
1230 WBLQ.
We're back on The Truth is Funny with Colette Marie Stefan and my guest today, Will Hatch. Before we continue, Will, can you just share your contact information with people?
Okay. I can be reached on an email at will@iagree.com. That's EYEAGREE.
Okay. And I just wanted to also say that the number to call in if you would like some energetic shifts to get ready for New Year's Eve, 1-800-930-2819. We've had a caller patiently waiting on the line here. Rudolph, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning, Rudolph. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How about you, William?
How was your Christmas? Or do you celebrate Christmas?
I hope yours was well also, and yours also well?
Thank you. It was.
Yeah. What can we do for you today?
Well, I'm trying to get on with a prosperous life, but I guess aspects are calling for attention.
Okay.
And anyway, I think, but it's something else maybe, I'm not sure, is maybe a little more pressing right now. My partner is having extreme full-body aches similar to the flu, but without the nasal symptoms of a flu, but with a strong low back pain.
Okay. I'm going to get you to just tune into her. Like you think about, is this a woman?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're just going to strengthen. I just want to first get a baseline from you, like 0 to 10. When you think about her right now, where is she on that scale? 10 being like she's in a lot of pain, feeling, or, the how much it bothers you, how she is. Is it 0 being neutral, 10 being the worst?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I try to be neutral. So other than that, I guess if I try to, I guess about a 7 or 8. It is bothersome.
Yeah. Okay.
It does get in the way of
I'm going to turn you over to Will here, and I'm working in the background here because I'm picking up a few things. But I'm going to see what Will has to offer on this, and go for it, Will.
All right. So my thought that comes up as I'm listening to the words you're choosing here is the one that really caught on me is trying to be neutral. And that stands out because if we can't be neutral to whether or not we're neutral, can we be neutral about something else?
Good point.
Right.
And I love to come back to the analogy of a young toddler when they're learning to walk, because I don't really see much difference in how we make our way through life and how a child is learning how to walk through the room. And when they fall down, they might get a little bit frustrated sometimes. It might hurt them sometimes. But as a parent, I'm not looking at this child and thinking, oh, what did you do wrong this time? I'm just thinking, hey, you're going to get it. And I don't really need to worry about it. I'm going to do my best to keep you away from the sharp corners. And then after that, letting that toddler fall down is a good thing. And so when I look at my own life in that perspective, that one thought train has allowed me to become really neutral to some things that I was struggling to become neutral to in other cases. And another recent thing I've learned that you might offer as some assistance here is that a couple of months ago, I did an experiment where I meditated for about a day and a half, and my focus while I was meditating was this simple mantra that I surrendered to the master within. And when I say that, I'm saying it from this perspective that I've sort of had my entire life, that everything is under control and it always works out. And even the things that I was so hating in the moment, once I got past them and I could look back on them, I could understand how they served me. And I could understand how I asked for them indirectly and how the outcome from the overall situation was exactly what I wanted. And when I find myself in my mind going down a path where I don't know, it could be this, it could be that, and I get into the maybes and the what ifs, it's a very exhausting thought train because it's really quite infinite, because we don't know so many things. And if we want to try to get wrapped up in the details, we don't have enough time in this short life. And so when I find myself in that place where I feel that tension inside me, and I bring myself back to my center and I focus on my breath and I remind myself that I'm here and surrendering to the master within, I feel things shifting in my body physically. My rib cage was twisted from a 7-meter fall that I had 7 or 8 years ago. And after I meditated for those 8 hours, when I looked down at my rib cage for the first time in years, it was perfectly aligned. The pain that had been going up and down the left side of my body was gone. And in your case, if this is what I'm picking up on, which is a lot of tension from really wanting yourself to be up and running fully, and really being hard on yourself when you're doing the tripping or the stumbling that is part of your path right now, just to sort of remind you that you've got it all under control and you always have.
And this makes me laugh because what's coming up is that it's not a matter of preparation in your case, Rudolph. It's not like you haven't been going out there and, working on this. But the problem is what I get is that you're overthinking. And you have a tendency to overthink, and this is common in some personality types, okay? And so we just want to strengthen you, everybody out there that has a strong mind. Any mind that's a strong mind is a good thing to have. A strong mind that is disciplined is even better to have. So, because what I mean by that is in that moment of neutrality, in that split second when we do this energy shifting, I call that kind of like the 0 point. That place is the gap. That's the quietness. That's the calmness. That's when we go within. And in that split second where we are totally neutral, anything can happen. And I've seen amazing things happen. I had someone, one time I did a radio interview years ago, and someone just listening to the show straightened her entire spine out by then 3 days later, she was completely straightened out, went to the chiropractor, had it documented. She didn't even call into the show. And so we want to be aware here. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself that you have to get this right, and the people around you are suffering around you. This is coming up spiritual experiences of not being able to fulfill your purpose. And so we just want to clear some of this energy for you that you're not responsible for other people. Any healing that happens with any individual comes from within them and comes from source energy. So when you're in this state of neutrality, what you're able to do is you're able to shift in between that gap there, and you're in this position of pure love coming from your heart. And so we want to strengthen that for you. We want to feel with our heart and take action, in a logical way when we need to, to take the consistent steps of action to fulfill our goals. This aspects thing that I was just speaking of is something that it's been on my mind for 2 years. And for the last month, I've been diligently working on a new program that I'm bringing out in March. And when I bring that program out, I am going to it's a teleconference program. It'll start in March, and we'll go through month by month. We're going to go through the aspects which you can see in the zodiac, in the horoscope chart. That's why I'm starting in March. That's the baby of the zodiac. And then we're going to work our way all the way through the year. People can join in at any time they want. It's $40 Canadian. And you get a recording, an hour-and-a-half recording that will shift this stuff for you. And I feel that I wanted to put this out there for people so that they could join at the beginning. And, of course, you can get a discount if you purchase it outright, or you can, just purchase the ones that you feel drawn to. And I love these teleconferences because what I do is I pull the energy of the group together. And these are people who are on those calls. If we're focusing on the same direction we want to go in, which is about fulfilling our like the body, soul, and the spirit, not just the physical needs, not just the third dimensional needs, not just our careers and all of that, but actually living a life that we love to live. And doing it in our own individual way. And so this is something I'm really excited about, and there'll be more information coming out. It should be up on the website by the end of the year. And this is that aspects part. So I just wanted to say to you, Rudolph, like when you're, while we're talking, we're also shifting in the background here. And I just would like to know where you're at right now when you think about your partner. With your heart.
Consciously, I guess about the same.
Now go to your heart. Go to your heart. Leave your head. Send your mind out to the black hole. Now feel your heart. What number pops into your head?
0.
There you go. You're neutral. You just shifted out of the responsibility of taking the responsibility for your partner, taking the pain away from your partner. You're not responsible for that. That is her responsibility. A lot of your financial issues are coming. She's feeling that in her lower back. That's really, really common. We do have another caller. So when we come back, we're going to let you go. We're going to touch on this a little bit, and then we're going to take the next caller and just listen in and notice what we'll talk a little bit more about this, about how we can shift this. Okay.
All right.
All right, perfect.
Thank you very much.
This is Colette Marie. This is Colette Marie Stefan. You are listening to The Truth is Funny, and we have Will Hatch here, and we are shifting energy. We want to move out of this year, 2016, and be strong moving into 2017. And what a perfect day to do it on the new moon. We'll be right back right after this short break.
Dr. Bree Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration in conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Bree works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Bree's services and products, visit silvergaia.net. That's silvergaia.net.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics.
How would you like to release your stress and let go of your anxiety, fear, depression, or even physical pain? How would you like to feel more relaxed, more confident, and experience more success in all areas of your life? Dave Dodge from Stress Buster Radio has a number of cutting-edge methods that will help you do just that. For more information on how Dave can help you release stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions available.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
I am Colette Marie Stefan, and you are listening to The Truth is Funny. You can connect with me at thetruthisfunny.com, talesfromthevector.com if you want energy correcting cards and or paintings that are now available. And for information regarding Energetic Upgrade online program with Mark Kettenbach, you can go to energeticupgrade.com, and you can find me on social media, Facebook and Twitter at The Truth is Funny with Colette. I have Will on with the phone with me today, or on the radio show here with me today. I am taking callers, but we have two waiting here right now patiently, so we'll go right there, 1-800-930-2819. We do have Julie from Canada calling. Julie, are you there?
Hi again.
Hi, Jewel. Hey, Julie, you've called in before?
I have.
And what
I'm calling about my cat again.
Okay. So when you called in last time, it was about your kitty cat?
Yes.
And how's your cat doing?
She seems calm. She's still having some of the issues, so she's so the right eye is kind of red, inflamed, and she hasn't been breathing really well or eating or drinking as much as usual. So she's barely taking food, and she hasn't pooped in 2 weeks. So,
okay.
And she's quite weak.
How do you feel about this?
I think it depends on what I'm looking at. Overall, I think I'm kind of like a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you're way more neutral than you were. How old is your cat?
She's 19.
Yeah, see, your cat's getting ready to make her transition.
Okay.
And I'm being really blunt this way because this is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time, and it's one of the most challenging times that people face when they have a pet. And it's kind of like this karmic space of intent where we get this pet and we love this pet and, we want to do what's best for this pet. And then we are given the ability to play God because when we have pets, if we feel that they're suffering, we can take them to a vet and have them euthanized. And this is what's bothering you. And so we're just going to strengthen you to this. I just went through this with my dog a couple years ago, almost a week from now. And it was beautiful. I loved her. I did all her favorite things. My kids just happened to be able to be home in time. We held her. We cuddled her. We loved her. We fed her all the stuff that she loved to eat. And then we gently let her go. And so that's up to you when that happens. But you recognize that your cat is moving into the next transition. And I'm getting this energy of going into the new year. You have of course, it's if you've had this animal for this amount of time, it's going to be disturbing in many ways. But I want to strengthen you to the joyfulness of it. This is really bringing up kind of what we learned in Peru about, Will, do you want to explain kind of like the death a lot of people experience when they're in ceremony?
I've died dozens of times in ceremony. It's weird at first. Kind of get used to it after a while. And it's a transition. It's always about transition. And sometimes it's kind of like the ultimate transition. Like you could let go of absolutely everything, and that is a form of a death. And in that moment, that's the death itself. And like the French talk about, the orgasm is the little death. And in that moment, you're letting go of everything. It's kind of all the same thing. Now, it might help for you if I take a moment here to point out some things that you probably are believing along with the rest of the world around you that leads us to take ourselves a little too seriously. And this is what I've been writing about a lot lately, is our filter on reality. Now, I'm an electrical engineer by training. I've taken all the possible analog electronics and semiconductor courses that I could take when I was at U of A. And we got into a lot of quantum mechanics, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. But what I realized, something really important here, that the closer I look at the world, at anything in the world, the less I'll find. You probably are in the mainstream belief that everything is made out of these chemical elements that have atoms. And the thing, though, is that when you look even closer, an atom is nothing. It's empty space with a little tiny bit of energy confined at its core. And if you happen to smash a couple atoms together, they'll break open and they'll let out the energy. Now, we're a fractal. The entire universe is a fractal. And so when you're getting bogged down in this life that you're seeing around you, stop and take a moment and recognize that there is nothing around you but energy. Everything around you is energy confined into a little spot. And when you're pushing against something, that sensation that you feel of solidness, is just that your energies cannot combine because they're not similar enough.
So
and there isn't enough energy to put them together. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to check in with Julie. I just want to see how you're feeling right now.
I feel pretty calm. I think there's just little bits of grief kind of coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So what does calm with a little bits of grief, what is that number-wise?
I don't know. I'm getting a 2 or 3.
Yeah, you're moving down. Okay. What Will was describing is kind of what I was shifting in the background also, is what I'm picking up is that, this, what he's talking about, this transference, it's just a transference. And I just want to let everybody know with pets that, with all of my pets come to me, all of them have come to me in visions, in dreams, and then they show up in my life. And so pets are, beautiful beings that come to share with us, to share life with us. And with all my pets, I always tell all of them that they're always welcome back into my life in whatever form would be most easy for me at that time, please. And so you can invite your cat once she makes her transition, if she so chooses to be with you again, and she'll show up and you'll know it when she does. After we let our dog out, we told her that, before we were letting little Ella go, we told her how much we loved her. We kissed her on the nose. Like I said, we did everything, we loved her. And we did our best not to be really sad. She was able to go for a quick walk after, and it was a beautiful, gentle experience as much as it can be. We also told her that she was welcome back at any time in our lives, like with my daughters and that. And, about almost a year to the day, my daughter received a gift of this little cat. That is a Russian cat, like a Cornish Rex cat, and it is, they're very expensive, and she was given this for free. And it was like a gift that when that night, it's not my little Ella come back, but it's her energy, so we just want to strengthen this, that if you start to recognize that we are, as human beings, we are shifting into different time zones where we're very, very complicated. And so a lot of what we think about is not really what's happening. And so this cat loves you. If I test, I'm just strengthening the person or the cat to you, and you back to the cat. Okay. So that, how much, love her, and then getting strong to, allowing yourself to love this cat fully right now. Just absolutely open your heart up to this beautiful being, and then she'll be able to open up to you in a very beautiful, loving way. And we just strengthen that, and that, that you are being held here by source energy. And transition is challenging. We're just going to strengthen that. So transiting from 2016 to 2017 triggers this in a lot of people, animals, beings on the planet. And you'll see that around this time of year, a lot of the famous people, we just, Carrie Fisher just passed, George Michael. This is really common when at the end of the year, a lot of people are like, okay, and this was a 9-year, 2016 adds up to 9. That means a year of completion. It's a year of letting go. And in the new year, in 2017, adding up to 1, that it's a beginning. Okay, so we're just going to get you strong to all of that. Will, any words about what made it easier for you when you witnessed so many transitions?
I just breathe because I know how to do that. There's no resistance in me breathing because I'm so practiced at it. I get used to it.
Yeah, your body does that.
But there's these other things that I'm not quite so used to. So when I breathe, it reminds me of what it feels like to be used to something and to know that this is perfectly okay and under control.
Lovely. I just wanted to check in with you, Julie. Where are you at right now?
Oh gosh, I think I just, I just feel kind of the words that you said really touched me about loving her.
And I just want to send you a big energetic hug. And lots of love. Yeah, thank you for calling in and sharing this with us. And just know that, we're also sending our energy back to you with a big, big heart. Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. This is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny. I have Will Hatch on the phone or on the radio show with me today, and we have another caller that we'll take right after this short break. We will be right back.
The Earth is an ever-changing being. Goddess Light Shamanic Healer Bree Gibbs guides us through the ascending worlds and brings forth knowledge and truth. As a light creator, she is here to provide new information needed at this time in our evolution. Join Bree as she shares messages from guides, spirits, ascended masters, goddesses, and others. Tune in Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific for the Silver Gaia Show and live the authentic life.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners. Award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com. Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformations. And
WBLQ.
This is Colette Marie Stefan with The Truth is Funny. I have Will Hatch with me today. And before we take this next caller, Will, I just wanted to point out that we said to Rudolph that if he was listening later that, what I was picking up from his partner is the lower ache in her back is partly financial, but it's also her bending over backwards to please everybody at Christmas. And generally 80% of this falls on the woman. If you test it, 80, some families not so much, but generally if we tested the major population, women are the ones that make Christmas magical, cook the food, and women run around with their hair on fire. Because let's face it, this is an event. And so, why do things, but men, why do things, calmly and rationally when you can do it with your hair on fire by shopping at 4:00 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve? And so,
I was calm when I did that. I was very calm when I did that.
I love it. And so this has really been a common theme from the women phoning in for the last, while. And a lot of the sessions I'm having is I'm feeling so challenged that they have to make it so perfect. And, who has a perfect Christmas? Wow, something's going to happen somewhere. If you're invested in making things perfect, you can be sure the universe will test you by throwing something imperfect at you. And then it's your attitude after that. Are you going to get all upset, or are you going to get neutral and say, well, now I can do this to make my situation better?
Yeah, and Julie said it, even if we didn't hear it, but Julie gave us the key. How I feel depends on what I focus on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so we do have another caller who's been waiting here. And so we're just going to take this call. This is from Holly from Oklahoma. Holly, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, Colette. Hello, Will. How are you guys?
Awesome.
Thank you.
What can we do for you today?
Well, I was born with a genetic single gene causation disease called retinitis pigmentosa. And the cells, and I understand everything's energy behind the physical, but the cells in my retina, as they die off, they're not programmed to grow new cells. So I'm legally blind, and I began noticing it as a child, especially in my teenage years. I quit night driving at 19, and I quit driving, and I did partial daytime driving until about 9 years ago. And when I quit driving, I went through a lot of anger and even guilt, like if I must be doing something wrong energetically, or this wouldn't happen. And I'm now actually, I had some improvement a few years ago, slight improvement. I'm legally blind. I walk with a stick, but I do have some vision. I am an astrologer, and with adaptive technology, still do that. And this is consistent, very consistent with my birth chart. So my question is, can you lend some perspective on, is this kind of, in a sense, it feels like in some ways it's been a gift to help me spur on a spiritual level. And I've gotten to some kind of acceptance. So, yes.
Okay. So what I would like to do is just get a number from you, 0 to 10. 10 being like how badly you feel about this, the absolute worst, and 0 being neutral. Where are you?
It kind of changes
right now in this moment.
At this moment, it kind of brought it up, so maybe like a 5.
Okay. Can I ask you, I have 2 other questions. Can I ask you what sign you're born under, since astrology is your game?
Yes, I'm a sun in Cancer, moon in Pisces, moon opposing Mars in Virgo.
Okay, so
Chiron in the 12th house in Pisces.
Okay, that's a lot of information, but I mean, you were born on what day? Just for our people who don't know a lot about astrology.
Sure, July 11th.
Okay, there we go. So, Will, what are you picking up here?
I was listening to this description and I started weeping. I haven't done that in a while. And as I was thinking about, like, what would be the life journey of having this knowledge or this insight of vision and then losing it. And what came up was that on some level, I'm a little bit jealous that you don't have all the distractions. I can't walk into a room and not read every sign that I see. I can't go past some text and not read it. I'm just constantly consuming all this information, but not all of it serves me.
You know, that's an interesting perspective, isn't it? How do you feel about that, Holly, when he says that to you?
I will be with friends and they're kind of on their smartphones, and it seems like normally sighted people do tend to have a lot of distractions. And in a way, it's a little bit of a simpler life. I mean, I do my charts and I can read things but I don't have a lot of the modern day technological distractions that my normally sighted friends have.
What age are you now?
I am 54 or 53. I was born in 63, so I'm 53 or 54.
Okay, yeah, you're 53. So we just want to strengthen you to your age now. It's what's coming up is that there's some shamans that say that woman is not truly wise until she's 52. So I don't know why they say that, but I've read it in several places. So getting into that, it's kind of like what I would like to strengthen you to is that now that you've had this experience, you know what this experience is like. You could also choose to have or open your heart up to an experience where you do see everything and you are distracted by everything. And that would also be a beautiful thing. And so we just strengthen that for you. I'm getting that out the back of your eyes. You said when you were 18 is when you had what happened when you were 18?
Well, I knew that I couldn't drive it. I mean, I started walking into trees and things at night, so I knew my night vision. And then I just voluntarily quit driving. I don't want to interrupt you, but I know we're down to a couple minutes here, okay? So I wanted to shift this for you because this is really, when you said to me that the cells are not reforming, this is about too much degeneration, too much focus on death, and not enough on regeneration. So anytime that especially with the eyes, the good news is about the eyes is that the eyes are changing cells constantly. So we want to strengthen that for you, that the story of when you were young and in this place is not necessarily the story that you have to hang on to for the rest of your life, okay? So just opening you up to that possibility. Herman Mueller, who a beautiful, beautiful man, who I learned psychosomatics from, he had cataracts, I think, on his eyes, and he went around for a year without having them fixed because he wanted to see what it was like to not be distracted, like Will just said. And everybody was irritated with him because he was doing this because it would just be a simple laser operation and he'd be able to see again. But he really wanted to have that experience. Now, he had it in a more easy way. I would love to shift you into a more easy way of your spiritual journey, okay? That your spiritual journey can be easy and light and beautiful and loving and colorful and bright. How does that feel to you? Feels great.
Yeah, there we go. We've run out of time. Will, you've got about a minute and a half here. What would you like to say about 2016 going into 2017?
I'll see you next week. I'm glad I didn't feel inclined to come up with any significant materials for this show because, once again, it's not like we had any time to really go down that path. I love coming on here and hearing this confirmation from these people who call in who are dealing with things that are right on the same path that I've been walking myself. And I'm just so glad to see it once again. And I'll be back again to see it even more. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. And I know I've been showing up in people's dreams all around the world, and I would just love to hear if I've been in anybody else.
This is very funny because last night I woke up at 1:11 exactly, which is an energetic portal, and jumped out of bed, and my daughter is here and she woke up and I got a text from my friend and someone was in our dreams. So I want to thank you all for, listening in. And thank you, Brian. I'm really looking forward to the new year and talking about moving into the new year next Wednesday, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. We'll talk again then. Bye for now.
You've been listening to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan. Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The Truth is Funny. Visit thetruthisfunny.com for more information. That's thetruthisfunny.com.